In John Galt, first-time caller, long-time listener, Prison Planet subscriber.
Welcome.
I was one of the people who was detained for no reason, forced to stand in the rain for hours. People were getting drenched. People were freezing cold, having their equipment destroyed.
Yeah, well, you don't protest the bankers that are robbing you. The cops are going to show you, little man.
Well, you know, we had some signs, and we were talking to police all along, and they loved our signs. They know all about it. It was amazing.
But they still, so the regular cops are good, but the special little political units, because the word I've gotten from countless people that have been detained was they enjoyed it.
Well, you know, they didn't seem to know what the heck was going on, to tell you the truth. They were just following their orders, right? But the thing is that about half of them, they were telling me about 9/11 and the New World Order. The only thing they didn't seem to know about was the agent provocateurs. They didn't even believe it.
Well, you know, I talk about cops a lot, and, you know, the media shows us the bad examples of what police do. But most cops I talk to are actually salt of the earth. And it's a media psyop that we all fall into when they constantly show the few cops that are really doing bad things. That's to make the public not like the cops, and the cops feel like we don't like them, and so it's to divide us. It's just like that restaurant yesterday where the cops came in and everybody got quiet for 10 minutes, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I went over and talked to them. We've got to talk to fellow citizens. We've got to talk to police, and that's good news. But I talked to the Love Police, fellow that got arrested, Charlie Veitch, and he said they did enjoy, arresting him for no reason and humiliating him. But that's good news that a lot of police, even though they follow the illegal orders, did not like what they were doing. Look at Spain. The official police union for the state of Catalonia said, look, we shouldn't have done this, and we don't appreciate being told to do it.
Global meltdowns, massive unemployment, endless wars, a new currency crisis, financially and morally bankrupt. A great and terrible storm is approaching. So what's the best way to get ready? To get prepared for hard times ahead? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent patriots who want practical advice on how to survive and prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Off the Grid News is fiercely independent, all about self-reliance, and packed with helpful information on survival gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, herbal medicines, privacy and security, as well as God, gold, and guns, with absolutely no apologies. And the best part? This $100 a year service is now free of charge for our listeners. That's right, free for our listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.com. That's offthegridnews.com. You can sign up for free at offthegridnews.com. Offthegridnews.com.
The Fall of America and the Western World is an all-new 10-hour documentary and survival guide rolled into one. In this film, you will see the reasons why our government is failing and what you can do to prepare. Featuring Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, Joseph Farah, David Icke, Naomi Wolf, G. Edward Griffin, Doug McIntyre, Mark Crispin Miller, Mickey Z, Doug Casey, David McElvaney, and myself, Alex Jones. Protect yourself and get the tools you need to protect your family from these difficult times. The Fall of America and the Western World at www.thefallofamerica.net or click on the banners at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Again, that website's www.thefallofamerica.net or call 800-655-1577. Prepare yourself and the ones you love today. Fallofamerica.net.
Hi, this is Peter Kronschnabel with Midas Resources. As you know, government spending is at an all-time high, and inflation will be a direct result of the spending policy. What are you doing right now to protect yourself financially? Are the majority of your assets tied up in the stock or bond market? If so, are those assets working for you or against you? One thing is certain. Having physical possession of gold and silver will guarantee that no matter what happens to our economy or the dollar, your investment will never be worthless, and it will protect you from that hidden tax, inflation. If you've been thinking about investing in physical possession of precious metals, the time is now. Gold is at an all-time high and continues to move up. I can help. Call me today, Peter Kronschnabel, at 800-686-2237 at extension 108, and I'll take the time to personally put together a portfolio designed to protect what you've worked so hard for. Call 800-686-2237, extension 108. You've worked hard your whole life, and I want to work hard for you. Call Peter Kronschnabel, 800-686-2237, extension 108.
Is there a favorite radio station or show that you just love and can't stand to miss? Then you need Replay AV. With Replay AV, you can set up your PC to record your favorite radio shows, podcast, XM and Sirius radio feeds, even streaming video automatically. More than one favorite? No problem. Replay AV can simultaneously record multiple shows and stations. You never have to miss any of your favorite programs again. Replay AV comes with a built-in media guide to make it easy to find your favorites and a converter for playback in any of the popular formats or burn to CD or DVD. With Replay AV's Easy Recording Wizard, you'll be set up to record quickly. And Replay AV comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it, then buy it at replayav.com. GCN listeners save $10 off the retail price by going to replayav.com or click on the Replay AV banner on GCNlive.com. Visit replayav.com. Stream it, record it, keep it with Replay AV.
The Financial Times of London is reporting that cybersecurity measures will mandate government ID tokens to use the internet. You will now have an ID, NSA controlled, run by the 4 branches of the military that divided up, to be able to get on the internet. The FCC is separately proposing a black box or software on your computer that reports everything you're doing and blocks content. But also tracks what you're doing. I mean, this is America they're talking about, the government controlling every facet of your internet surfing. Financial Times of London, Paul Watson has a key article. Cybersecurity measure will mandate government ID tokens to use the internet, from that FT article, but he expands it and gives you the background. That article is so important that get out to everyone now. And we're really breaking through on this. Our analysis of the bill was the top story Sunday morning, the entire big link on Drudge. We've never had that before. You know, the top huge headline was president to be able to take emergency control of the internet for 4 months before it's even reviewed. All right, enough of that. I said I'm going to get to the calls, and so we're going to keep going to those. Then I'll get to the news coming up. But, I mean, we're covering the news, taking your calls. Is Zach still there? Or John? John, real fast, finish up your story. So you were standing in the rain. Finish up.
Yeah, well, they had us standing there, and they wouldn't tell us why we were there, why we were being held. You know, everybody's electronics are being destroyed. But, you know, there's some other good that came out of my weekend down there. I can't tell you how many people ran up to me and wanted to find out more information, other fellow info warriors. Everywhere I went, people are waking up. It's like we're reaching the tipping point here.
Well, how dare you, try to go out and talk to fellow Canadians on the street? I mean, that'll get you disappeared in the new world order. I tell you, folks, can you believe there's actually people that try to go out and stand up against the banks that are swindling us? We need to do like they've done in Greece and just hand the entire infrastructure over to them. But you'll learn your lesson. You'll learn your lesson, John, to submit to the bankers and to Elena Kagan and everybody else. Let's go ahead and talk to Eric in Texas. Eric, you're on the air.
Yeah, Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Austinite by birth, and I've been watching you since you were on Access Cable TV, by the way.
Well, do you have an authorization to call in on the radio? Because if they can ban us out protesting, then they could ban us on the internet and our free speech, and next they'll ban calling into talk radio. Do you need to be arrested, sir, calling into a talk show for your First Amendment?
I hope not. It's my first time
the FCC is proposing shutting this show off. I mean, they're openly saying shut down talk radio, so... I mean, really, I'm not even being sarcastic now. In the near future, Eric, maybe it is wrong you're calling into a show. Maybe Elena Kagan's right. Maybe all these people are right.
So anyway, did you hear me say I've been watching you since you were on Access TV in Austin, late 90s, something like that?
Welcome, sir.
Anyway, I want to call to tell you about what appears to be potentially a FEMA location that's being built in our area.
Talking about the old mall?
No. Actually, on 183 and 29, there's an area called Stewart's Junction. About 10 miles north of that, on 183, there's a shooting range on the right called Stan's. Right next to it, from what I understand, my brother and my friend's been out there, I've got two pictures of it, and from their eyewitness account, it looks like what we've seen from